All right, so there's been many articles, many videos people have put out that have shown that this is 100% proof that China is burning bodies. Are they? I don't know. But is this proof? Absolutely not. How do I know? Well, you just have to look at the history of their areas, and honestly, they actually enhance these colors to make it look worse. But we can look at their, like today it's not so bad. Oh my gosh, I keep getting these things. Today it's not so bad, but normally, I mean, it's always in the, look, let's look at this. This is what China normally looks like. Black, burgundy, purple. I mean, those are horrific numbers. And we can go back in time looking at these, and it always looks like this. It's bad. It's horrific there. So people just are jumping on board with this, and that makes me very suspicious. You know, why would a mainstream media publication put this out? So look, we can go back in time. We can go back a few months right here and just check out the CO2, the SO2, the PM2.5s, all of these things, and see that China always looks like this. It's always horrific. So the question we now have to ask is why? Look how dark this is. This is the SO2. I mean the CO. Carbon monoxide right here. Okay. The question is why? Why are they putting this information out? Because the Sun wasn't the only one that picked it up. The Daily Mail picked it up, and many others. And they didn't outright say that this was BS. They skirted around it. So it just makes me wonder, what is their agenda? This is just, it's odd to me. And another thing that's odd to me is why these, you see, I mean, they enhance the colors. It doesn't even really look like that on the app. But I don't understand. There's an agenda here. Now, don't get me wrong. I absolutely believe this virus is going on. Absolutely, 100%. And I absolutely believe that we have, you know, there's this weird virus in Nigeria. There's this weird virus in Brazil right now, like I've talked about. But I'm very just like suspicious of why they are putting out some of the information they are putting out. I don't want anybody to take this the wrong way, because I don't want anybody to not be prepared, because I think you absolutely need to be prepared, but I honestly believe that it might be more of a preparation for the World Health Organization and the UN to create a reason to maybe either test run their one world government situation and see how much people will actually comply, or something else. I don't know, but there's just things that are off with some of these videos that are now surfacing. You know, the videos in the beginning were absolutely legitimate. You know, I worked in the emergency room for years. I know what a seizure looks like. I've seen people die. They were legitimate. But now we've got these weird videos of people like spitting on cars as if they're trying to infect other people by doing these things. I mean, it just seems unnatural. People making paper airplanes with their money and throwing it out the windows. And then we've got a billionaire putting out all this information. You know, at first I was like, oh, wow, okay, well, this is interesting that maybe he actually caring about the people. But then he was doing an interview with Steve Bannon. Was it Steve Bannon? Let me see. For those who have not followed my channel for the last few years, whenever I debunked QAnon and showed exactly who's running QAnon, the top level people of QAnon, Steve Bannon's one of them. Sean Hannity, Sebastian Gorka, Sarah, whatever the heck her name is, and the beginning person was Michael Riconosciuto, which most people don't know of his name, but he has to do with a lot of the Promise software from, I'm not even going to talk about all that. But these people are all in place to make you essentially worship Trump. It's exactly what it is. I've shown all the proof that connects all of these people. And now we've got them doing this. It's just odd. Just absolutely odd. If you want to pause these and read them yourself, that's cool. I just wanted to put them up so people can see them again. I haven't put this out in a while because I tried to help people, and people just don't want the truth. Not everybody, but the people that still follow this and still don't see what's going on, they don't want the truth. So I actually pulled all of my videos about QAnon because I didn't want my channel getting deleted if something would have happened. But they're all on my BitChute if you want to go check that out. Anyway, let's get back to this. Proof of it. We can look at, these are CO2, but I'm going to show you the SO2 as well because that's what they're claiming. So it's bad off in New York and LA, but then you go to China, and I mean the whole place is just a cesspool of CO2 situation. So if you want to make any conspiracy, I would I'm like not joking, but I'm kind of joking. But what if they are sacrificing these people for the good of the planet? I mean, look at this. It's horrific. Let's look at the other values. So we can look at the SO2. And look at this. This is what they're using to claim that Wuhan is burning bodies. Okay? This was the one that they're claiming. The whole dang China, almost the entire place is like that. So what that article did was enhance these colors to make it look crazy just in this one spot. But when you back out of it, you can see all of China is horrific. Okay? We can play a few days. This is the SO2. You can see it's dark red, black in some of them. And if you can see this scale at the bottom, you see the darker it gets, the worse it is. So it's always bad. It's always horrific. India used to look that bad, but they planted a bunch of trees and it actually helped. They're kind of having some bad days right now. But, you know, when you compare this to the US and Europe, I'm not saying we're perfect. I'm saying for these CO2 climate people and the people that think that the US and Europe are the ones causing all of this. And I'm not saying that anybody's causing it, but I'm saying for anybody that thinks that, you need to actually look at this. But they won't do that because they're little wimps. And there's no way they're going to say, oh, it's China's fault. No way. They are only comfortable with blaming us. They're wimps. That's all they do. Like, oh, we'll just blame the white man. It's the white man. It's the white man. I mean, it's so silly. So you can see, I mean, none of us are even close to what it looks like in China. Sorry, I mean, look at this. This is all day, every day in China. Look at Beijing. I mean, it's the darkest you can get. Their weather is horrific. Wuhan's horrific. Shanghai's horrific. Let's look at PM 2.5s. I mean, it's pretty bad in all these areas. NO2. I mean, look at this. This is horrific. Could you imagine? Look. I mean, it's literally like hell. Could you imagine living there? I want people to not get caught up in this drama of blaming Chinese people. They're just people. It's the government. It's these, just like our government. You know, I don't think most people are doing that, but I have seen it. I've seen it in my comments. I've seen, oh, they're trying to overthrow the U.S. or, you know, coming in here to seek revenge on us. That is so ridiculous. It honestly is. It honestly is. Same thing with the people south of our border. Get real. These aren't the people we need to be worrying about. There are, however, other people we should be worrying about because they actually want to behead us. They'll act like your friends, but they have no problems with cutting your head off for drawing a picture of their pedophile prophet. I won't name what prophet that is. I think you all get what I'm saying. Let's see if we got any fires. We got some fires, maybe. Ozone. I don't know how. Everything seems fine. I don't know. I don't know about the ozone map. I'm not even going to act like I do. If y'all want to learn more about all of this, Mike Morales, Jim Lee, all those guys, Dutch and Sense does amazing with the earthquakes. All of those are your weather people, and your, you know, they stay on top of it. They're absolutely phenomenal. I might not agree with everything they do, but you're never going to agree with something that everybody does. But they put out great information, and Jim Lee has an amazing website, Climate Viewer, and Mike Morales is every night, you know, he's showing all these maps and showing all of this stuff. So, I mean, as you can see, that it's just nonsense. However, they need to plant some trees over here. Gosh dang. I mean, this is the CO2. And they don't have trees, so this can't be the trees putting this out. Oh, wait. CO would be carbon monoxide, huh? Yeah, so this wouldn't be what trees put out. Just kidding. But either way, like, that's what happens whenever you build concrete cities in an earth that's supposed to be green and blue. Come on, what? Sorry, y'all. This app is kind of crazy.